I wanted to say one other thing on that disconnecting note. It's also, and someone made this point, like barely paying attention to what's being said, and on air. I was making dinner. I could hear in the background. I think it was Claire McCaskill. Somebody saying, it's how unmoored the voters are when it did come to Roe being on the ballots, and it was like these states are Missouri is codified abortion rights, like these states that I think even Montana, but then voted for Trump, so they weren't connecting. He had successfully unentangled himself from that response. They weren't voting you're just voting the guy back in. It's just going to now become a national ban. What are you doing? So the messaging and the lack of proper coverage of this man, constant, always a lack of properly covering him, allowed people to have that level of cognitive dissonance, that level of denial, of like, oh, I'm going to, make sure abortion's on the table, but I'm going to vote for Trump. He's my guy. It's like,
well, the economy. Tariffs are going to fix it. Oh, the Biden economy? That economy? Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, you bring up the media, and I think, and you've said this privately many, many times in various forms, what I'm about to say, which I wrote a piece today because I felt like I should, just on my
great
thing.
It was lovely, by the way.
Thank you. And there's a guy, a poet named Kurt Tucholsky, who was in Berlin in the 1920s and kind of knew, what the Nazis were up to, and he could see it, and he knew it was coming, and he did everything he could to try to stop it, and did not succeed. And finally he left, and he went to Sweden, and I think waited out the war there and stopped dealing with it. We've seen this on Twitter. People just are like, I can't do it anymore. And he wrote to his friend, you don't whistle against an ocean. Mm-hmm. And I thought about the ocean. We have these images now, these blue waves, these red waves, but the real ocean is the force against us, the forces against us that are so powerful, because you have the legacy media, which is the TV and the print. You have the social media, which is run by mostly two ridiculous dorks who are out and out. Mark Zuckerberg, who thinks he's a Roman emperor, and Elon Musk, who wants to also be that. You have all the advertising that's done for these campaigns, all the fucking money that's put in the campaigns. You have all of the oligarchs, these super rich people that buy up all this stuff. Someone wrote me, I can't remember the name off the top of my head now, Mimi, I think, and said, the Koch organization has bought this company that basically handles where all the cell phone traffic goes. Like all cell phone traffic in the United States goes through this thing. So they own that now. That happened like yesterday while we were all sleeping. Okay. So, so you have all that oligarch money. You have the Supreme Court, Foreign
intelligence services.
Yeah. And that's the last one, the Kremlin and others, and it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. They all consolidated and did this move. When Jeff Bezos, I'll be honest with our audience, when Jeff Bezos did that move with the Washington Post, that was when I was like, what does he fucking know?
Yeah, he knows something.